Imagine it just cuts to the end of December. I mean Christmas. Oh god. I was joking. How did this happen? This sorrow I'm burdened with is far deeper than any one human should ever experience. I was kidding! Nah. Another one. The dorms, the schools, the shopping district, with even the gigantic Christmas tree blazing brightly, we're trapped with nowhere to go. You know, he's right by my side as she always is.
Yeah.
Fuck. I don't get it. Why is this happening again? I thought by destroying all the explosives, we'd nip this problem in the bud. Even if we missed one mini Brooker, there's no way it would be powerful as it would be powerful to perfectly duplicate the full power of multiple explosives. I don't get it. I made sure we got rid of every single Brooker. Kiryu, who's standing next to me, overhears my angry mutterings and responds immediately.
なあ、シュウ。私、お前に怒られると思って黙ってたんだけどよ。
And I can predict bad endings. What?
シュウが持ってきた18個の爆弾、全部ダミーだったぜ。見せかけだけはめちゃくちゃよくできてたけどな。
Oh, now you tell me! Fuck you, Kyrie. This is your fault. Dummies? You're a dummy. She's saying that they were fake bombs? No way. That's impossible, right?
きつく言われたから使うつもりはなかったんだけど。ただ、火薬だけ拝借しようと思って。中身はちょいとな。分解しちまった。
Like, okay. This is why I'm saying that Shu should have just used the first one, right? And then he would have been able to figure out that they were all dummies. Like he is. So we were never in danger from them? We were never in danger from them?
爆弾ですらねえよ。ブルーカの模造品。言っちまえば小道具みたいな。
Okay. That makes even less sense, right? Because why the fuck would someone set up 18 fake bombs all around town? What is she talking about? Bootleg bombs? Why would someone do something so bizarre? That's what I'm saying.
でもこれってもしかして本物がまだ残ってたってことなのか？私シュウに伝えとけよかったのか？A
bit too late now, if you ask me.
けどよ、あんな小さいのでこんな私にもわかんねえし信じらんねえ。
I don't get it either. I don't understand anything. That's not the only thing going wrong. It's all out of order. The explosions went off in a different order this time. Up until now, it would start at the school, then move to the shopping district, and then the dorms. This time, it started at the dorms, then moved to the tree, the shopping district, Civetta, Chic, the park, and ended at St. Aria. It was like the flames were mocking the students who'd tried escaping to the academy. The art gallery was locked this time too. The doors were just as impenetrable as last time. In the end, I found myself once again facing a wall of fire with nowhere to turn. I never want to hear Yune's defeated shrieks of pain ever again. This is all my fault for not being honest with her about this entire mess. You tried to be honest with her about the entire mess last time, it didn't work out. Flashbang. Man, you fucked up again. It still wasn't enough. The night ended yet again in tragedy. I slammed my fists into my thighs, overwhelmed by hopelessness and my inability to change anything. Suddenly. You know, hopefully we are getting to Kyrie's route. Yeah, hopefully. Yune appears before my eyes, throwing herself into my arms and knocking the wind from me. I'm sorry I left you all alone. It's okay now.
ごめんね。戻ってきたってことはよくなかったんだもんね。
Not well at all. Sorry, it happened again. Investigating the source, then finding it and disposing of all the bombs didn't change anything. My helplessness leaves me on the verge of tears.
そっか。じゃあまた。
You know, nothing would stop them from going at it, right? I mean, yeah. You're right. Yeah. I prayed for another chance, and here I am. That is the miracle of the red apple, the fruit of life. Let me fill you in on what happened this time.
聞かせてみなさい。
Missed opportunity for the Yune fans. Yeah, but you have to save the best for last. I was about... Yeah. Okay, first off, I decided to follow your advice about looking for anything suspicious. And that's it. I thought I'd taken care of everything, but it didn't make one difference.
それおかしくない？爆弾は撤去できたんでしょ？
They were all fake. Somehow, he didn't find a single real one. I'd tell her exactly what Kyrie said to me.
そっか。キリエは何も知らないって？
Yeah. No one leaves live explosives just lying around where they could go off at any moment. Also, I learned Kyrie buys all the soap she uses to make her Brooker bombs from Jack's store. He told me 10 or 20 of those would be enough to blow an entire house sky high.
そうなんだ。
According to Kyrie, it's usually not possible to pack that much punch into such a tiny device. We have to rely on Kyrie since most normal people, including us, don't know much about bombs. How ironic that her over-the-top enthusiasm over action movies would end up coming in handy. Kyrie was by my side the entire time. In fact, she ended up dismantling one of the devices.
ますますわかんなくなっちゃったと。
You're telling me? I don't feel as if we made much progress this time around. We've narrowed down the possible sources, but are no closer to solving this mess than before.
それに、私も美術回廊が閉まってるとこなんて見たことない。
Only on that day, for some reason. On Christmas night, it's closed. I checked in the afternoon and it was still open. The explosions must trigger some locking mechanism, which none of us were able to open.
大変だね、シュウも。力になれないのが悔しいな。
Which is why one of the nights you should just convince them to head into the art gallery for whatever reason. Sister Lily must have closed it, right? See, that's the thing though. That's what it's leading to, right? It's leading to them thinking that Sister Lily must be a part of it or something, right? And I'm saying that it's a red herring. So, yeah. How are you doing? You've been stuck here this entire time.
思ったより重労働で疲れちゃったけど、まだ全然平気だよ。
But wouldn't you need permission to close it, like how you open it? Yeah. But, you know, she's not the only teacher. Like, the principal could have been the one to do it, or the principal, because out of the other teachers, there's only 2 teachers that we know, and they wouldn't introduce a 3rd teacher just out of the blue like that, right? Exhausting? What do you mean? I'm assuming she doesn't mean physically.
やっぱり週が重く感じるんだよね。あの日まで飛ばすのにぎゅっと力を込めなくちゃいけなくて。
But they say she was the only one who could open it. No, they just used Sister Lily to try to open it. Because Yune could replicate her voice.
それがなんとなく疲れる。
You need a break?
とんでもない。ほら、さっさと次に行くよ。
We still have a chance. Although, who knows if that's good or bad.
ただ、なるべく少ない回数で済む方がありがたいというか。
Yeah, exactly. You would need her fingerprints too. Well, yeah. Yune used Sister Lily's voice, so of course you also need Sister Lily's fingerprint. If it was a different teacher, you would need that teacher's fingerprint. You get what I mean? Of course. Hopefully this next jump will be the one. Haha. No.
でも本当は次の次もいけるから。
Yeah, I know, but I thought they said only Sister Lily had the permission. They said every teacher had permission.
あと7回くらい?
How does she know that? 7. I can't tell whether that's a lot or not enough. Her vagueness about what exactly happened that means. Her vagueness about what exactly that means leaves plenty of room for doubt. Yikes. Okay, so what means that means there is a limit on how many times we can revisit the past.
一応は。
Are you okay? It's the sentence, alright? Don't push yourself too hard. Are you on something? Okay, you fucking read this shit. What the fuck is this sentence? Her vagueness about what exactly that means leaves plenty of room for doubt. Alright. There you go.
全然してないよ。ただ7回くらいなら大丈夫だろうなと思って。
We have tried twice now, so 9 in total. Why couldn't it be 10?
それくらいなら多分。
Well, not like I plan on failing this time around. I can't keep relying on a safety net to send me back again if I fail. Plus, there's no guarantee Yune can safely send me back every single time.
でも、どうやって?
That's my main problem. I did what I could last time based on what I learned previously and Yune's own knowledge. I have no idea what's left to try. The thought alone makes me anxious, but I guess all that's left is to catch the culprit.
実際に爆弾がある以上、 そうだよね。
Oh. Those explosive devices don't appear out of nowhere. Someone had to plant them. If they truly are evil, then it's best to confront them head on. That will determine our next move. If it's a man-made disaster, and not a natural one, we have a higher chance at stopping it. On the other hand, we still have no idea what this person's motive is.
犯人が何かするところを見張ってるとか？
I have no idea when they plant the real bombs. I found the first bomb around December 10th, but I have no idea when it was initially placed there. Plus, it was a fake, according to Kyrie. In her words, a bootleg bomb. Which means they planted the real bombs later. At least, I know the targets, which is a huge advantage. There's a chance they waited for us to dispose of all the fakes before planting the real ones. From their point of view, all they knew is their bombs began randomly vanishing. Yeah, best case scenario, they didn't know you were trying to get rid of them. From my side, I thought I was making things safe while tossing fake bombs. It's possible they reset their bombs, although I have no idea when. At any rate, I need to focus on doing more than last time. Something different. He smiles at me almost proudly.
任せなさいシュウ。こんなこともあろうかと思って、私はいくつか案を考えてたの。
That's right. You were here basically twiddling your thumbs with nothing to do. This is less like a strategy meeting and more simply bouncing ideas off each other. Like strategy meeting. Thank you. What do you think I should do this time? You should choose Kyrie's route. What?
まずはね、シュウのキャラ替え。
What? A what now?
そのツッコミキャラをやめてボケに徹するの。そしたらきっと運命だって変わるはず。
What does this have to do with anything?
シュウ、前に言ってたでしょ。ちょっと言動を変えただけでみんなの反応変わるって。
Yeah.
だからもう性格ごと変わっちゃえば運命も違う路線になるんじゃないかなって。
It's worth a shot, I guess.
知らないけど、やれることは全部やるんだよね。
There's no going back after giving my word. I never thought I'd see the day when I'd be forced to reevaluate my own damn self.
アンナだって結局毎朝犬の散歩をしてたのが先輩への告白を邪魔してたわけでしょ。
Yeah, after switching up her routine, she bumped into the boy of her dreams and finally told him how she felt. Could that work for me too? It's got the butterfly flapping its wings and causing a tornado halfway around the world vibe.
だからそういうなんか細かいことがきっかけになってる可能性もあるんだよ。
Happy Panic Sushi and Cherry Tart Day, so don't panic and get a snack. Off to slaving I go. What do those three things have to do with anything? Why today? Hello, Meow. Well, it's possible. It's definitely not completely out of the question. And I can't think up any good excuse not to at least try it. The probability that I have something to do with this entire mess is pretty high, honestly.
シュウが？
I'm not saying I have anything to do with it directly. It's just apparently this town was an orderly and peaceful place to live. So much so that no one has a basic understanding of fire prevention. I show up, and less than a month later, this happens. My very existence as an outsider seems to sow chaos. That my arrival in this town triggered this sequence of events is not entirely implausible. Maybe if I had been a better person, none of this would have happened. What?
シュウ、そうやって自分を責めないで。シュウが悪いわけじゃないんだから。
Thanks, but that's why I feel obligated to do this. An influx of outsiders, no matter how small, will always disrupt the ecosystem. After everything they've done for me, to have their town end like this makes me feel horrible.
わかった。じゃあやっぱりシュウはキャラ替えね。
Easy for you to say. There's no way I can erase everyone's first impressions of me.
大丈夫。私がバッチリ指導するから。
Uh-huh. Why do I feel this is a bad idea?
あとはほら、もうシュウ自身が爆発大好きなキャラになっちゃうとか。
I'm not Kyrie, and the last thing I want is for people thinking I'm the bomber.
他には、そう、とにかく前やらなかったことにチャレンジしてみるべきだよね。
There's a seemingly infinite number of things I can try, even if they don't seem related in the slightest. An extreme example would be skipping school.
起きる時間を変えてみるとか、違う枕にしてみるとか。
Aha, that's what you had in mind.
まあ、とにかくやれることは何でもやってきていいよ。うまくいかなかったら私がまたやり直すから。
That seems a bit too casual.
私にできることはこれくらいしかないもんね。
That's the understatement of the century. She's the core of this operation. Knowing Yune as well as I do, being unable to help directly must be difficult. I'll do everything I can. Well, aside from telling everyone to get in my arc. This time, we'll have to use a little trial and error to get everyone on board. Yune has given me a couple good ideas.
お願いね。それじゃ準備するから。
Yune begins charging up, getting into the position to better propel me back through time. She places her fingers on her temples and focuses. I have no idea what goes on in her brain to get ready for something like this, but the motions she's going through are the same as always, same as before. I guess I'll just hang out like the last two times. It doesn't take that long. Not like time has much meaning in this reality anyway. With nothing to do but twiddle my thumbs, I sit back and wait patiently. Ooh. I slip into a moment of peace.
ほら、シュウ先生、早くそっちに座って。
Ah, another flashback that we didn't see before. Fine, I'm coming. No need to rush. You motherfucker! Why do you have an error? Yes. Alright. Hang on. Where was the last time Kotaha spoke? Alright, this is what I'm gonna do. I shouldn't do this. Where the oh my god, there's so much. Oh, there's Kyrie. Alright, so that means that the one Kotaha line should be close. There it is.
商店街のアーケード場なんかどうやって登ったんだろう。
That isn't gonna work. I have to try to sound like Kotaha, but instead of speaking in Japanese, I have to speak in English. Yeah, forget about it. Knock it off, you two. Stop giving the teacher a hard time. There's another one? Yeah, no. We're literally the same age. He's more like a friend than a teacher. And another— oh my god. Haha, good point. What is up with it? Jeez, that's what I'm saying. Just the entire flashback is unplayable. The scene that briefly played through my mind was clearly some sort of mirage or illusion. It's the same one I remember catching a brief glimpse of last time. Last time I was there. Did they call me Mr. Shu? What does it mean? Good question. What was that anyway? A dream? Alright, thank god the arrow isn't showing up again. Hey, you know, can I ask you something? I don't want to bother her, but maybe there's a chance she's seen the same thing I did. Have you ever called me Mr. Shu? I didn't mean to. She's clearly trying to hold in her giggles, as if I said something funny. Sometimes when I'm here, I have these visions. No, he was literally in the middle of talking to you. Yep, all set. Okay. It seems like Yune finished charging up while we were talking. She said she didn't remember ever calling me Mr. Which makes sense, I guess. Wait. Just before my consciousness is flung from my body, a question pops into my mind. Hypothetically speaking, what if I succeed this time? What will happen to you? He looks at me dumbfounded, caught off guard. I could tell she's holding something back. Back to the second. Fourth time lucky, I guess. I can't seem to wake up on December 2nd. December 3rd. Never mind. False alarm, guys. I'm slowly getting used to this. I use the presence of my unbroken alarm clock to confirm I'm back to the 3rd of the month. There's no denying what a miraculous feat this all is, but it starts to grow old by the 3rd time. This time, I have to disable all the bombs, and then I need to change my personality. I can't help but feel frazzled by the very nature of this challenge. There was that along with the bunch of other equally outlandish options Yune suggested. The main goal this time is to find the bomber, with the side goal being to find myself. No, you flip it around. The main goal is to romance all of the characters. Yune said she doesn't know what's going to happen to her if she succeeds. Well, what's going to happen to Yune is that she's going to disappear, and when she disappears, that's when the 26th of December happens. If I can figure out who this mysterious bomber is, then we can finally get our happily ever after ending. There's also the chance I can disrupt the normal chain of events that lead to calamity by changing an aspect of my personality. Maybe whoever bombed the town was simply mad at me. I still don't think it's possible to pull off such a drastic and some personality flip. But I won't know unless I try. If following the rules doesn't get you what you want, then it's time to break them. Rules are made to be broken. With anxiety prevailing over excitement, all I can do now is keep chugging along.
それにしても寒いですね。12月なので当然ですけど。
In her route as well. I don't know. You're the one who should know. You didn't even finish any of the other routes. Thanks for the hydrate. And the stretch.
Senpai方? そうだよね。どうしちゃったんですか、先輩は。もう。
Why are you blushing? Sorry. After calming down the disgruntled Sakuya, I head over to the Christmas tree with Yune. What the fuck happened? Why was she blushing? Why did the goofy music play? The next day. It's gym class, but things are not going according to plan. Sakuya didn't ask me to see her igloo. Usually I get to spend some alone time with Sakuya while everyone else has a snowball fight. Yesterday's incident soured our friendship. This is too depressing. Even if things go well, I'll never be able to mend the broken bridge between us.
Senpai.
Me? Igloo?
まだ何も言っていませんが、そうです。
I was just curious what your theories are. Thanks. I don't know.
なんでそんな感動してるんですか？変な先輩ですね。
Shut up. Stop calling me out. I'm sorry, Yune. This loop is turning into the most depressing one despite my hopes and expectations. Yeah, but like, how could it be depressing when you get to spend alone time with Sakuya? It's the 5th. I get to join Kirie and Kotaha for their daily morning routine. Up until now, I've always simply sat here, not as quiet as a cat, but this time, Yune's words echo in my head.
いい？シュウは生まれ変わるの。今までのシュウとは違う存在にね。
It sounds pretty impressive.
今のシュウはボケを見過ごさずにはいられないツッコミマシーン。そこを根っこから変えてみるの。
Long gone is the wisecracking machine of your...
キリエのボケもちゃんと受け入れることによって新しいシュウが誕生するの。シュウはいつも逆立ちして寝てるんだろ？
But how could you not be the foil of Kirie when she says shit like this? This is my moment. I don't understand Yune's logic at all, but the main gist is that she wants me to try something new. Yep. Right, Rudy? What the fuck? Check it out.
おいことね、こいつマジで逆立ちしだしたぞ。朝から元気だね、シュウ君は。
Oh god, no. Hahaha. It's just my routine.
昨日まで普通だったのに、なんか急に痛いやつになったな。
Just like I thought. It's impossible for me to change who I am. I'm sorry, Yune, but this is too hard for me. Maybe being a pain in the butt is who I'm meant to be. Yeah, he's gonna fail again. We still haven't gotten to the routes. Huh? It's not here. That's weird. It should be right here. It's December 10th. I'm back at the school where I found the first explosive device the last time, but it's not here. This is definitely the right day. There's no trace of it. Even worse, I called Kiria and Sister Lily over ahead of time, assuming it was here.
おい。で、どこにあるんだ？
Sorry, what?
おめえが野生の爆弾見つけたっつうから撮影止めてきてやったんだぞ。
I'm so sorry.
野生の爆弾とは？シュウ、嘘は良くないぜ、嘘は。
It should be right here. Maybe I messed up the time frame and came too early, I think to myself. However, the next day, damn, a text box during the transition, I never could have predicted this. And the one after that. There's no trace of any mini Brooker. No Brookers, no matter where I look.
どうしたの？青少年。ため息なんかついて。
Oh, Jack. I have no idea what to do.
シュウ君は何でもボケにキャラ転向したらしいね。
Nothing's a secret around here.
僕の情報も舐めてもらっちゃ困るよ。
Wait, why would you say something without making sure? I mean, I don't know, he's a fucking idiot, that's why. He's like, surely the bomb will still be there, because I'm the only one who knows there's a time loop. I mean, sure, I guess you could say that, but don't you think, doesn't he think that his actions up until now may not have affected the positions of the bombs? If people could see what you're trying to do, then you're definitely failing. Wait. Perhaps my personality shift was successful after all. I mean, it's already the 12th and there's still no sign of any of those bombs. Is it possible our crazy plan worked? No, you idiot! You're still gonna fail!
急に目が輝き出したね。
Jack, I think my attempt at switching up my personality actually worked. Okay.
いや、でもみんな寒いと言ってるみたいだけど。
I managed to stop things before they went into action.
聞いてないな。
By changing my interactions with others, I've sapped the bomber of their desire to cause mass destruction. Sure, I can't let my guard down, but if there's no bombs by now, then things are definitely looking up. Oh, nah. That's what I assumed at least. fuck! I never would have
ま
guessed.
た失敗したと。
And to make matters worse, my relationships with everyone were a huge mess.
キャラ替えしてもダメか。
It sounded good in theory. You won't know how things will turn out until you try them. Once more, I find myself filling Yune in on what happened. She was overwhelmingly happy to see me, as always, although it didn't take long for her to calm down.
じゃあやっぱり爆弾は仕掛けられてたってこと？
Yeah, they were in different places this time. For some reason, the idea that they might be hidden in different locations never crossed my mind. As a result, I never found the explosive devices before it was too late. It's like the bomber knew my plans and purposefully hid them in harder to find places. Even my Christmas Eve search turned up empty-handed. It turned up empty. Changing my personality did nothing. I'm sorry. I'm sure it's hard when all I keep giving you are excuses.
いや、うん。
There's a shadow hovering over her. She's listening to me, but her mind seems to be puzzling over something else.
お馬さんはいつも通り？
Yeah. Knowing what was going to happen, I kept watch over the barn myself. The reins were still cut before I could stop them.
お薬は？
Those kids were just as high as they were the first time. Maybe they got involved after getting a bit too excited at the party. I answer her barrage of questions, one after the other. She listens calmly to what I have to say, not moving a muscle. Then,
今回またシュウが戻ってきたら聞こうと思ってたことがあって。
he is an idiot. I told you. Oh, yeah? You can ask me anything. The personality switcheroo might not have worked, but everyone's reactions were noticeably different. I assume she's going to ask me what changes I noticed while I was there.
シュウってちゃんと12月2日に戻ってるよね。
Hmm? I freeze, faced with a question I wasn't expecting, although the answer doesn't require much thought. Yeah, I arrive on the 2nd, but I can't seem to wake up until the morning of the 3rd. While my answer is simple, she seems to tense up and cast her eyes downward. Is that bad?
ううん、ダメじゃない。ダメじゃないんだけど、ほら、弓を引いてシュウの矢を飛ばす感じって言ったじゃない？
Yeah, you're the bow and I'm the arrow. You shoot back to the past. She finally tells me exactly what she's been holding back this whole time.
なんていうかね、こう重いの。
Thanks. Heavy.
また私にしかわかんない話でごめんね。でもシュウをあの日に戻すだけならこんなに重くはないはずなの。
Her explanation is incredibly vague, but from what I can decipher, the main problem seems to be that I'm too heavy.
赤リンゴを食べてればなんとなくわかる。一本の矢を飛ばすのにどれくらいの力が必要か。
And for whatever reason, my weight isn't matching up to matching up with that, so I'm too heavy. I don't completely understand how she feels, but at least I understand what she's trying to say. She answers with another question.
もう一つ聞かせて。シ シュウが何度やっても街がああなっちゃうのってなんでだと思う？
Good question. Because I haven't found the right solution yet. The source of the fire is the location of the explosives, the criminal mastermind themselves. I know it's mostly due to my incompetence, but I feel as if I'm yet to truly scratch the surface behind this great cataclysm. Just as I'm about to answer her honestly.
おかしいと思わない？シュウがどんなに行動を変えても25日の夜だけは一緒なんて。
I mean, something's changed, just not the overall, just not the main thing. Well, I've experienced this world, this reality, several different times now. The one where I warned everyone about fire safety, and after I found hidden bombs, another where I found hidden bombs. Each choice I made triggered countless possibilities that I was simply unaware of. If you ignore the unfortunate ending, nothing I did was pointless. Every decision I made, big or small, changed the course of events. However, no matter what path I ended up on, it eventually led right back to that fateful Christmas night. Up until now, I've only analyzed the end results, thus dismissing every attempt as a failure.
もしかしたらシュウは今までのうち何度かは成功してたんじゃないかなって。
I don't... My brain is unable to process what she's trying to tell me. My mind tries to grasp her words as they float past, but the basic idea is beyond me.
でも最後の運命だけはいっつも一緒。どうしてだと思う？
Assuming every decision I make is the right one, then the outcome must simply be inevitable.
シュウが結末を変えようとするたびに必ずそれに逆らって動く人間がいるから。
Which means there is at least one other person there with the same knowledge I do. In that case, my success could also be viewed as someone else's failure. Brings up her bow and arrow analogy once more.
シュウっていう一本の矢を飛ばすにしては私の使う力が強すぎるの。でも
Okay, I see what she's talking about. Alright, so now the next question is, who's the other person who sent back? My thoughts? Yeah, I don't know.
もしシュウだけじゃない2本目の矢も同時に撃ってるとしたら？
Her idea is something far beyond anything I could have possibly imagined. Perhaps this is what her otherworldly senses are telling her.
シュウ1人分って考えたら重いけど、もしそれが2人分だったとしたら。
Each time you restart the time loop, you're sending someone else back at the same time.
もちろんここには私たちしかいないからただの推測。でもシュウがいない間ずっと考えてない話じゃないなって思った。
Have you come up with anything else?
まずはね、前回シュウが偽物の爆弾を見つけちゃった時。だってこれはおかしいよね。まず探す人がいなくちゃ偽物をセットする意味なんてないのに。
Yeah. That's the... I know who it is. No shit, you know who it is. You fucking played the game. What are you talking about? Yeah, I know who killed, JFK. Never mind. She's right. And I fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. More like hook, line, and stinker. It's like they knew what I'd be doing and planted a decoy to throw me off their trail.
それに爆発する順番が違ったこと。本来同じ条件で起きる事故なら同じパターンにしかならないはずなのに、3周目になってたまたま行動を変えた人がいるのかと思ったけど、4周目は爆弾の場所自体が違うなんて。シュウが言ってたみたいに考えを見透かすっていうか。
I thought you killed JFK. I wish. What?
もしシュウがどこをチェックするのか犯人が分かってたら、もちろんそんな場所には仕掛けないわけで。
Why?
考えられる一番単純な可能性、シュウがどんな動きをしても犯人はそれに応じて手を変えてる。シュウの動きを知っててちゃんとそれに対応してる人がいるなら説明はつくかなって。
This is the thing, right? We're joking, right? Yes. What do you... So, someone ate the apple and then brought Yune and Shu back to the dorm. So, then it could be people who have access to the dorm, who is Ito, Kotaha, Sister Lily. Interesting. Rinka. To be fair, I wasn't that discreet about what I was doing. I didn't think I had to be, considering no one remembers anything from one timeline to the next. However, if there's someone else who also knows about their repeated attempts at changing the past, there's no way though. That's impossible, right? She doesn't say anything. She's just stating a possibility, but still, the more I think about it, the more right it feels. As someone who's lived through the same loop multiple times, her approach to the problem fills in all the problematic gaps I've come across. It explains why someone would plant bootleg bombs for me to find, only to replace them with real bombs on Christmas Day. It also explains why the order of explosions was switched around last time. It explains why on the fourth timeline I couldn't find any trace of those mini Brookers on Christmas Eve, and why the bombs were planted in completely different locations on Christmas. Possibility that I've never once stopped to consider. If I had done the opposite of what I'd planned in the last two loops, maybe things would have gone differently. Layla, I don't know. I mean, maybe. See, it could be anyone. That's the problem. I'd assumed I was the only one who knew the script and how things would go, but this mystery person was one step ahead of me the whole time. With each person thinking they have the advantage, it turns into an endless cat and mouse chase game. My suspicion over an unknown second person explains my recent feelings of helplessness.
私がシュウを撃つのに乗っかって一緒にあの日まで巻き戻ってるや。私たちが探すべきなのは原因じゃなくて人なのかもしれない。
I've been far too focused on the fires alone.
誰が私たちの邪魔をしてるのか。これからはその誰かを見つけるためにやり直す。
Could be another shoe? Nah. There is a reason for everything. If fate truly exists, then it's clear there's two sides to it. Which explains why when you turn left, someone else is trying to turn right. That same person who's aiming to bring back the apocalyptic event that happened, that ended the world 101 years ago to this small town. Someone like that. Okay, you fucking error. If I had to guess, I'd say she pauses for a moment, seemingly distracted. I wish I could have heard her voice, but they're our enemy. Really? I never would have guessed. It's a simple yet definite statement. Scritto. Intermezzo. Transtemporal Cupid. Okay. Fuck you, fucking big words. My enemy. Oh, the misery.
なんて言うと大げさかもしれないけど。
No. If anything, it's not strong enough. They're my enemy. I have no enemies. When nothing you do seems to get you anywhere, it's fair to start assuming there's some force deliberately working against you. More importantly, if Yune thinks an unknown stranger might be toying with me.
でもだからといって目星がついてるわけじゃないんだよね。
Don't we? Maybe they think there's a second coming of the apocalypse.
全然ない。アポカリプスなんて101年前の出来事としかみんな思ってないだろうし。
The sounding of the trumpets, the breaking of the seals, and the end of humanity.
私が言うのもなんだけど信じられないと思う。
You're probably right. Which is what makes this even harder to understand. Why go to all this trouble? For what reason? Why there's so many errors? I didn't get that many. I don't know, it's probably because it's the fucking all ages route. There's almost no doubt that the explosions and ensuing fires are all man-made. The bomber. The Baba Himmel herself wouldn't be safe from that level of wanton and indiscriminate destruction. Is there any reason why a local would want to bring about the destruction of the town?
なんかすごいむしゃくしゃしてたのかな。
Not to disprove her theory, but you'd have to be pretty damn angry to set off something like that, or something on that scale. Plus, if the entire town's destroyed, they'll have no place to live.
でもシュウが抵抗するのに合わせて戦ってくるくらいなんだから敵もきっと本気なはずだよ。
Which means they're probably aware of everything I'm doing at all times.
うん。
I had a hunch from the very beginning that my very existence was a factor in all of this. Even though I still don't know if I still don't know for sure what their relationship, what their reasoning might be. One thing I can say is, if they're changing their approach to match mine, then there's a good chance it's someone I know. Ooh, all ages route, that has a totally different meaning. Don't tell me it is Sister Lily. Either physically or psychologically, perhaps even both. I spend most of my time either at the academy or the dorms. On the weekday or on the weekends, I'm usually at Main Street. I didn't even know where the Sveta or Chic buildings were until the third timeline, when I asked Sakuya to show me. Considering I hardly go anywhere, it's not hard to predict where I might be at any given moment.
じゃあ私たちの知り合いってこと？
Maybe. A classmate, a teacher, someone in our dorm. There are plenty of folks who are physically close to me, but not many whom I'd consider a friend. While my outsiderness makes me somewhat of a celebrity on campus, not many people know me around town.
誰？
Well, I don't know.
私たちの周りにそんな人がいるなんて信じられないけど。
I know how you feel, but it's not impossible. I can't imagine any of my friends getting involved with something that devastating. You know what? Fuck it. Yune's the one who placed all the bombs. She just doesn't remember it. While Kyrie does have a propensity toward widespread destruction, she's far too empathetic. I thought he was going to go through all of them, but I guess he only just went through Kyrie. I feel bad doubting my friends. There might be a logical explanation that we're missing.
でも確かに少しわかるかも。もし私がシュウと一緒にその人を飛ばしてるとしたら、なんかこう自然なんだよ。
What do you mean?
そう、最初は気づかなかったくらいシュウや私に溶け込んでる。ただの印象なんだけど。
If a hunch or whatever it might be is correct, then there's a good chance this mystery person is a friend. They're also my worst enemy. The existence of this perceived threat will help clarify the actions I need to take going forward.
よーし、シュウにはこの敵の調査を命じます。
Alright, so now we get into the routes. If you manage to find a solo lead, then it shouldn't be hard to stop them. Whoever they are is most likely the bomber as well. There might be only one cat, but there's plenty of ways to skin them. Excuse me?
って言っても誰だろう。シュウの周りにいる人って。
I usually spend time with you, Kiria, Yuji, Sakuya, Kota, and Guido, plus Sister Lily and maybe Jack.
みんな仲いい人ばっかり。
Kiria time. Okay, it is the routes time. I hate suspecting them of anything, but we can't move on until without doing so. And the only one out of those characters that can unlock the door is Sister Lily. But you know, maybe the principal has been watching. Never mind. I'll have to prove without the shadow of a doubt that some of the names on that list are not guilty.
わかった。じゃあ誰だと思う？
As far as guilty by association goes, probably Kyrie.
ブルーカってキリエが言ってたんだもんね。
Then there's Sister Lily, who honestly doesn't really know that much about me. After making a tentative list, I ask one last question. I wanted to ask you before, but the fact that you are here in this sub-reality means we have a chance, right?
うん。
You said I had 7 more chances left last time.
ああ、あれはあんま気にしないで。今から7回。
Are you sure? I don't know anything about this time travel stuff, but I wonder if there's any side effects to from using it.
ここに取り残されるのは寂しいし、できれば早く解決してほしいけど。
I don't know how he'd be able to hurry back, but he'll try. Sure, of course. That's right. I'm out there running around trying to deal with everything thrown my way, while Yuna's left here all by herself. Is there any way you can send me back a day or two earlier or later?
それは無理かも。私たちがリンゴを食べたあの日にしかこうジャンプできないみたいで。
I see. It's kind of like a save point.
セーブポイント？
Don't worry about it. Oops. You don't know what that means, huh? It's a word used in video games. Game devs create save points so players don't have to restart all the way from the beginning. You know, video games. Dave, video games are the things that came out like 80 years ago from today. And he's bringing up save points, which didn't come up until console days, like during the NES era. So, save. I mean, you know what? I will. Fuck. You didn't hear that. Save. No, not to.
さっぱりわかんない。
Why are you smiling then? I tried to make it as easy to understand as possible and ended up doing the opposite. Because she wouldn't know what a video game is because they didn't come out 101 years ago. The data lock choices. Okay. The arc that carried us all this way dropped anchor on December 2nd, which means we can only go back that far, because that's when you ate the apple. I managed to explain using a different metaphor.
なるほど。うんうん。でもそんな感じ。だから私ができるのは決まったセーブポイントにロードすることだけなんだよね。
I guess that's not a huge problem. We must be able to figure something out in 23 days. To be fair, 23 days has repeatedly proven to be far from enough. But I have a good feeling about this time. We have an actual battle strategy meeting. Now that we know there's an enemy afoot, we can have an actual battle. We can have an actual battle strategy meeting.
任せなさい。
After a brief back and forth.
それじゃ誰をターゲットにする？
Okay, here it is. Oops. We decide the best course of action is to pick a target and focus on them.
誰かが怪しいって睨むんだったら、やっぱり徹底的にマークしないと。 犯人ならシュウが繰り返してるアドベントの間に何のアクションもないってことはないはずだから。
You're telling me to keep an eye on keep an eye out for any suspicious activity?
もしそれでその人が犯人じゃなかったら次に別の人を当たるみたいな感じで。
So I pick someone who's actually shady. See if they really are, and if not, pick someone else.
そうだから7回7人。ちょうど私を除く週に近い人たちの数。
In other words, we're treating this like some sort of round robin or competition. We should be able to win after 7 games or challenges, while you only have 7 games or challenges. Granted, it's better to aim for the least number of tries, but haste makes waste, as they say.
もしマークした人が犯人じゃなくても何かヒントになるかもしれないし。
That's true. The main question is, who is the enemy? I'm not leaving until I figure it out. That means I'm going to have to start with the most likely suspects. Sure enough. Alright.